Today my topic is scattering length. In my previous video I have discussed neutron proton scattering, and in that topic I have derived the relation for scattering cross section. Now this topic is related with that scattering cross section. Fermi and Marshall introduced the concept of scattering length, which is generally denoted by a small letter a, and they introduced this concept for the discussion of nucleon scattering at very low incident neutron energy, and they represented this scattering length by a relation, mathematical relation, a is equal to limit k tends to 0 minus sine delta 0 upon k. So in the expression of scattering cross section, that is sigma sc is equal to 4 pi sine square delta 0 upon k square, which is for the total scattering cross section for an S wave, may be written in this context limit k tends to 0 sigma sc equal to limit k tends to 0 4 pi sine square delta 0 upon k square, and this term will become 4 pi a square. And as we know, the area of a sphere is represented by 4 pi r square, where r is the radius of the sphere. Now if we compare that term with 4 pi a square, then we can say that equation 2 indicates that a has the geometrical significance of being the radius of a hard or impenetrable sphere which surrounds the scattering center. Scattering center in this means a proton from which the neutrons are scattered, and therefore a will have the dimensions of length, because we can say that a is comparable to the radius of a sphere, therefore it will have the dimension of length. This length a defined so far for the limit of zero energy only is called the Fermi scattering length. I am again emphasizing that this topic is related, in which we are discussing the concept of scattering length, which is limited only to the very low energy neutrons which are scattered by the target. Target here means protons. Now from equation sigma sc represents the total scattering cross section for neutron proton scattering at very low energy, in which only L equal to 0, L means orbital angular momentum equal to 0 waves are scattered by the protons. So sigma sc is equal to 4 pi upon k square sine square delta 0. In this, since k tends to 0, that is, as the energy E of the incident neutron approaches 0, delta 0 must approach either 0 or pi, because if it's not so, then cross section at 0 neutron energy would become infinite, which is physically absurd, as you can observe from the relation of total scattering cross section. Therefore, at very low incident neutron energy, means when E tends to 0, equation 1 reduces to A is equal to minus delta 0 upon k, and this we will get when we expand sine delta 0 by this series as shown in this video. Now outside the range of nuclear force, where Vr is equal to 0, means interaction potential is 0, the total wave function will have the value psi is equal to e raised to power I delta 0 upon kr multiplied by sine kr plus delta 0. We know that outside the range of nuclear force, there will not be any interaction between neutron and proton, and therefore the value of V will be 0. Now in the limit of k tends to 0, this equation becomes limit k tends to 0, r multiplied by psi t is equal to limit k tends to 0 e raised to power I delta 0 sine kr plus delta 0 upon k. We know that when k tends to 0, delta 0 also tends to 0, and therefore e raised to power delta 0 is equal to 1, because e raised to power 0 will be equal to 1. So above equation becomes r psi total equal to ur nearly equal to kr upon k plus delta 0 upon k equal to r minus a. Here ur is the modified radial wave function, as I have discussed in my previous video. Now this equation 4 is an equation of a straight line crossing the r axis at r equal to a, and it is obtained by extrapolating the radial wave function ur from the point just beyond the range of nuclear force. This we can observe from these diagrams A, B and C. Now in diagram A there is a potential well, A and B there is a potential well which has a negative value, and within this potential well, width of the potential well, we are showing the modified radial wave function ur. Now this modified radial wave function ur just at the edge of the potential well will be extrapolated up to r equal to plus a in the diagram A and r equal to minus a in the diagram B. So since V has negative value in diagram A and B, this shows attractive potential. So diagram A shows an attractive potential with a positive Fermi length r equal to plus a, and in diagram B, diagram B shows an attractive potential with a negative Fermi length. Now in diagram C, as we can observe that V is positive, so diagram C shows a repulsive potential with a positive Fermi length. The scattering length or extrapolated Fermi intercept is positive for scattering from a bound state and negative for scattering from an unbound state. So these above figure shows that the scattering length can be interpreted physically as the intercept of r psi total means, which is equal to the modified radial wave function ur on the r axis for zero energy particles when a linear extrapolation of r psi total is made from a distance just outside the range of the nuclear force. For this reason only, the scattering length is sometimes called the Fermi intercept of r psi total. Now it can be seen from the above relation A is equal to minus delta 0 upon k that a negative scattering length will mean a positive phase shift delta 0 and vice versa. This will imply that a sphere of radius a in which the wave cannot penetrate, as I have discussed earlier, has a scattering length either plus a or minus a. Now positive scattering length for nuclei means a bound state and a negative scattering length means an unbound state. This is a very important conclusion which we derived from the discussion of scattering length. The scattering cross section is written in terms of scattering length by the expression sigma s is equal to 4 pi a square. The scattering length can therefore be measured from the experimental cross sections. If we know the experimental value of the scattering cross section, then we can determine the value of scattering length. But there is a question that we can determine the numerical value of a, but we will not be able to find out whether it will be plus a or minus a. It means we cannot say whether the scattering is from bound state or scattering is from unbound state. But It will help in the determination of an important parameter called the effective range, which gives the range of interaction between two nucleons. Thank you.